everyone, I hope you're well. So this reading is the energy reading for this week, which is today it's the 23rd of February 2021. So this is a reading for the Twin Flame Collective, energy of the week, 23rd of Feb 2021. So we're looking at this week coming into balance in some way. They're showing me someone on one of those old-fashioned bicycles having to balance. It's like a black bird on the bicycle, so it's like masculine energy coming into balance. And we've got full moon at the end of the week, so it's going to be getting more intense towards the end of the week. This energy, feminine bringing masculine into balance. So you'll notice that coming through inside of yourself. I feel like the feminine energy, whoever's working from feminine perspective, is going to be coming up into a higher vibration towards the end of the week. It's a full moon, so the light, that's the light. All right, so we've got head over heart. We've got the heart in the above, so it's coming into the heart by the end of the week, I think. Clearing ego from inside the self, clearing it in opposition to the self, and clearing it in opposition to the process. So it might be that you're finding you're clearing something or someone out of your life who's been affecting your process, which is what I've just been through actually last week. So it might be coming for you as well in terms of that. They're showing me higher self, feminine energy, and they're showing me a broom, like sweeping something away. Let's see, ending in the mind. So this is putting to an end the ego. And of course that, in terms of your twin flame process, your ego inside of yourself is the masculine energy. And that is the energy of denial and running away and not wanting this either. It's where you feel like you're, where you start talking to yourself in your head like you don't want it, you wish it would go away. It gets quite difficult inside yourself to be feeling good because of it, because of the ego. So it's the ending of that ego. When it ends inside of you, you end it inside of your twin as well. So it's like the process this week coming towards the full moon is the feminine coming more into the heart and more into the higher self, and the ego leaving from inside the self. You've got this definite work here though. You've got progress that comes through work in the physical world. So in relation to your ego, it's every other ego on the planet, every other egoic energy. And in your clearing of the ego, which is what you're here to do, you will be clearing the ego inside yourself and in reflection to that ego inside yourself. So it's ego coming to you from outside of yourself. So yeah, like I say, it might be something coming towards you. And when you clear the ego outside of yourself, you also go up into higher vibration inside of yourself, because it's a matching of the egoic principle. So sometimes you kind of have to come into the masculine energy inside of yourself. You have to come into ego inside of yourself to clear away what is outside of yourself, because that ego is also about boundaries and asserting boundaries, and that comes from the ego. So some of you might have to be coming into boundaries to assert yourself egoically, to eliminate what's outside of yourself in terms of other people, situations, things, events, locations even. Sun, which is really good energy. So at the end of the week, coming into much better energy because of the pull, the moon pull, basically. Let's have a look here. And then we've got Two of Pentacles, so that's two people. So this is about the twin, right? So in two people, we've got this process going on. So it's a constant going between ego and then up into higher self that goes on in both connections. And that's just, it's kind of an outcome of the process. The process is the elimination of ego. It's the elimination of it inside and all around us. And it's the process of the twin flames, and it's the process they go through as they move towards both coming into the light, the happiness and the freedom and the joy that is the light, and that's inside the self. And when you have it inside yourself, you also just bring it to you in what's reflected in your life around yourself. So it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of the light inside you, bringing only the light from outside of you. So we've got that going on for both twins, right? So it's a dual process. It's a insider process. It's an outside process. So it works on many, many levels. Bringing it into balance is when finally both are cleared completely of any of the dark inside or outside, not having to deal with it outside the self, not feeling it coming up inside the self, and then staying in that light. And that light position is the heart, and that higher self is the heart. So we've got that moving forward. Divine lovers in the centre, achieved outcome, right? So that's the point of balance, the 0 point. It's number 6, harmony. So every time we go through anything, any moon actually, it's about achieving this point of balance. So we're approaching another portal, basically. Every moon is a portal in achieving that internal balance, coming to an inner homeostasis, which is just around feeling good. And the feeling good is the point of conclusion, complete point of conclusion. You can't get there unless you go through the process, though. You have to dissolve your own ego in the process. There is no, there's no getting out of that, basically. Right, 6 of Wands, healthy vibration, successful vibration. So in this moon that we're coming towards at the end of the week, we're looking at achieving a really good vibration around that moon. What else have we got here? Healing, energy, drawing forward. And then we've got masculine energy, 9 of Wands, and that's finishing their process. 9 is completion, the process of coming into the heart. So still moving forward, as it is every week, into this, bringing the masculine into the heart. But in terms of that, it's all about what happens inside of you to start with. So when you're in the heart, the masculine's in the heart. But as much as you know, as many times as you need to circumnavigate that heart, you will go through until you arrive in it as a final location inside of yourself. And there isn't any right or wrong in that, or any blockage in that. It's just a matter of process, and it's a matter of time. You're always circling that heart, and it's always going to be at certain points on this journey that you are sometimes in it and sometimes not in it, and everything is always right in however that is, because like they say, you're clearing from the inside and the outside. So sometimes it's a boundary that needs to be set. And of course, you feel that inside of yourself. We've got that here, 10 of Swords. It's like ending around the mind and the energy. But you've got to know everything is right on this journey. So when you're asked to revisit your ego and step into your power regarding your boundaries, and you feel that inside of yourself because it's not the natural place for you to be and you want to be in your heart, just go with the flow and don't worry about what you're doing and what's happening there, because this is pushing energy through, and what it's doing is pushing the masculine energy into the heart as well. So it's sometimes like you have to be quite almost aggressive on this journey, but that's how it has to be. That's how it has to be. What's underneath? Happiness, completion. And then when you've achieved a certain level of that, a certain outcome of that, you let go of that, and you're able to just be in the energy of the heart all the time, and just feeling good all the time, basically. And when your purge ends, is when you're going to be in that feeling good all the time. The purge is revisiting the ego as well, but the purge is necessary for cleaning it out. But I feel like as we move towards the end of the week, that more and more of us are going to be set free of the process itself, and just coming into this final energy of happiness that they've got underneath, the divine love, because that's a conclusion point, right? That is a reconciliation point. Let's see what else they're saying. 2 of Swords, confusion and worry and stress, coming out on that, clearing that as we move towards the moon. So there are points on this journey as well where everything becomes clear. The things that happen in your life become clear to you why they've happened. So perhaps some people will be receiving some enlightenment around that during this week in terms of their process. And then they'll be able to set themselves free from thinking about those things that have happened to them ever again. Because really, it's not the things that have happened to you. It's the fact that you think about the things that have happened to you repeatedly. That is the where you're corded to things that have happened to you that are not necessarily what you'd like to have happened to you. Right, so inside your twin, 9 of Wands here, and the movement towards love is the self-love, right? And from the self-love comes the reunion point. So clearing away any debris around the past inside of the masculine, that's opposite the masculine, them clearing away inside of themselves um, what stands in the way of them moving towards being in the heart for themselves. And from there, that is automatically the heart for you because you're connected through the heart. So it's not that they have to go into the heart for themselves and then think about being in the heart for you, because you are connected through the heart. So it's never something like that. Because thought is irrelevant on this journey, apart from the fact that you're clearing the ego and you're clearing thought. So here, we've got movement into the heart, and we've got the thoughts that circulate that are in opposition to moving into the heart. So any thought at all is in fact what is the opposite to being in the heart. When I said before, right, in this process that the masculine operates at the point of reunion from instinct, and that is inside of you and inside of them, right? So that's not from thought. Like I say, when the masculine moves into the heart, there's freedom, and that's where love moves forward from. It's freedom from the thoughts, it's freedom from the mind. That's what true healing is. Freedom from the ego, stopping you from acting from your heart and stopping you acting from impulse in relation to your instinct of what is in the heart. And if the instinct is love, then operating from that instinct completely without any thought at all is the point of reunion. And the process completes in that way. So these reunions coming out of the blue is exactly how they're meant to happen, because the out of the blue means they're coming out of a sense of freedom. So just look at your mind, what goes on in your mind, and what your thought processes are. Because if you've got a lot of thought and worry in your head, it means that you are not in freedom, because the freedom has to be clear of the head, right? And if you're like that in your head, then your twin is like that in their head. So at what point can you free yourself from that? And possibly this week is when you're going to be able to do that. So every leap, right, of understanding that takes you into the higher energy of the heart is going to be more freedom from the mind. So there's a point of let go coming this week where possibly we've got masculine moving forward in terms of love, right, from this divine love aspect. Let's look at the sun. Feminine energy go with the flow. So when you feel the good energy that's inside of you and it feels really high and you feel really clear, so you feel really free and you feel really able to just enjoy yourself, like they're saying, take the weight off your feet and just enjoy yourself and let go. That energy, that's the energy of reunion. So it's not an energy of you thinking about reunion, and it's not an energy of you even feeling for reunion. It's an energy of you being free and enjoying yourself in any other way that may come forward into your life this week, that is providing you the energy of being completely uncorded from your mind and from your emotions, and just in an energy of freedom, feeling good. The healing comes from that. Freedom in the world and the end point of the journey. So clarity, right? Clarity means clearness, clear mind. And when you've got a clear mind, you achieve liberation. And when you achieve liberation, you achieve freedom. And also in that clarity, which is clear mind, you receive inspiration. So notice points of inspiration this week that you're getting, sudden light bulbs going on in terms of process, in terms of what you've been through. Let's have a look at this. Ending the mind, Ten of Swords, what is dead in the mind, freedom. Freedom from fear is what we're talking about here. This is a fear card. So what's ending in the mind is fear. So what is there that you can unchain yourself from in terms of anything that you've been scared of or are currently scared of, or are even thinking you could be scared of? Because the mind will always try and find things to be scared of, basically. Fear, worry, it's the same thing. So when they're talking about that, they're talking about worry. Anything you could be worried about, anything the mind is trying to hook into that's a worry or a fear. So just notice your mind doing that. You've got to see your mind as a separate, it's like it's like a separate entity. It's not you. You is your eternal beingness. It's your freedom. It's your joy. It's your liberation from the shackles of the mind. So notice where you are either cording yourself from worry. And sometimes that can be worried about something that you're worrying about whether you should be worried about something or not. Right? So worry isn't just like the big things that come along that you're worried about because it's standing on the doorstep and it's looking right at you, like the roof falling in. It's the worry of your mind looking for something to worry about, because the mind will always look for something to worry about, because it's where we're clearing the program of worry and fear. So notice where it's looking for something like that to latch onto, where there's like maybe an uneasiness inside you. You know, sometimes your mind will play this trick on you and it will be like telling you there's something wrong, but you just don't know what it is. Can you find it in your head to find that thing that is wrong that you can worry about? And it'll be an uneasy feeling inside of you. So notice if you've got that, because that's your mind trying to make you find something to worry about, and let go of that, right? End that and step into more freedom and more joy. Energy here in the Devil, separation, coming out on that. So that fear is the energy of the separation. Clearing the fear is what you do in separation. You're doing it on multiple levels, but as we move through the energy of the process, things are cleared from certain levels that will never be revisited again. So you have the history of humankind cleared from your energy field. Once you've done enough work on that, you don't have to do that anymore. It's done. You have healing in this lifetime done for humankind as well. So once that's done, you don't have to do any of that anymore. All sorts of things that go on. And unchaining yourself from the fear and the worry is your personal process, really. So you've got multiple processes going on, but this is talking about the personal process and the separation there. And energetically, why we have the separation for the personal process is to find ways to unchain from fear and drama and anxiety and stress in your life, not by ceasing the thing that's around you, but by ceasing the energy inside yourself in relation to anything that's around you. Otherwise, it's not really clearing at all. It's just control, which is actually what we're here to clear. So control mechanisms is what we're here to clear. We've got Two of Pentacles, that's two people. You can see it's not quite in balance. And ending of the process inside the feminine. So it's ending in the fear inside the feminine, ending of the worry inside the feminine, which leads to the point of balance, the point of stability in the energy in both individuals, in both twins. So you have profound, so feminine watching this, you have got profound work to do in coming into a point of reconciliation inside yourself, first of all, between your ego and your heart, basically, in forgiveness for yourself, understanding for yourself. All this has to be cleared inside yourself in relation to you, not to anybody else in that sense in your personal process, but for you, in letting yourself off the hook and forgiving just letting it go around yourself and anything that ever told yourself that you had to worry about. And so letting go of that inside yourself, that is the connection to your twin in terms of your personal process. Okay, the process that exists just between the two of you, and not the massive clearing that you're doing for everything else. That's also work, but they're not talking about that here, because they're talking about divine love there and the happiness of that. Right, so 6 of Wands, success in vibration, happiness and joy. So we're looking at the end of the week, hopefully receiving this enough light in that moon to bounce right up into happiness and joy. Take that opportunity wherever you can. Never put it off. They're saying, never put off an opportunity to raise your vibration. So what have you got going on around you that you can use to fuel that and to find that energy around you? Inner vocabulary as well is a really important tool in ceasing negative energy inside yourself. So using really positive vocabulary, being your own best friend, telling yourself to let go if something's trying to bother you. Something inside you is trying to bother you, telling yourself to let go, telling yourself to forget about it. Doesn't matter. That's not for me to worry about anything that you're worried about. Hand it over. Hand it over to Source, and let Source sort out whatever it is you're worried about. And if you hand it over and let go, they will sort it out. They'll sort it out from your vibration, which is here, your happy vibration, and everything that's coming into your life will manifest from that happy vibration. So that's where you've got to go in terms of your journey inside yourself. And this week is a prime opportunity because we've got a massive full moon coming at the end of the week. Divine love. Energy moving forward on that. So, of course, whenever you're moving into better energy, you're moving towards that. Any point of clearing is a point of clearing you don't go back from. You go up and down, but you never go back. Happiness underneath. And love returning, basically. On top of that, healing as well in that 8 of Cups. So it's a spiral journey, right? So you're spiraling and you're clearing energy as you go along. And the 0 point is the let go between the head and the heart. So it's the 0 point between the torment in the head and the unpleasant feelings from the lost love. Coming back to the 0 point, the point of everything being all right in the present moment, and landing on that point. And that's where everything comes into completion. And that when that point is extended, so that point is every moment in time, that is completion because there's nowhere else to go. So look at that ending in you. You might be going through your last purge. You might have just gone through your last purge. Notice the energy of what's come through you. You might have just gone through your last narcissist outside of yourself. Notice if you've gone through that, because also what comes in reflection to vibration gets less and less and less. So the dark coming towards you outside of yourself gets less and less and less until there's very little of that coming. The odd thing, things breaking around the house. I just said to someone in a reading, but that'll be about it. That would be about it. Okay. Anything else that you want to say about this week? Masculine moving into the heart, King of Cups. There's no rhyme or reason in this, right? Beyond energy. So there's no explanation that can be given for this masculine moving into the heart. That's the reunion point through anything but energy. There's no explanation that you can have through the mind that would tell you they're coming or would tell you why they're coming. Because if you got that in your mind, you've also got the opposite to that, which is why they couldn't come and why they might not go into the heart. So you can't have anything that's in the mind at that point of them coming from the heart. So the mind is cleared. So that's the clearing that we're talking about. So it's a freedom, right? It's a complete clearing we're looking at this week. Ending the Tower. So we're looking at a huge shift as well. the end of this week. And I think the moon's on Saturday. I'm doing this on a Tuesday, and then you've got to give a few days either side of the moon when the energy is peaking and waning, but it's still very strong. So yeah, this would really last until maybe Monday, the energy of this reading. So possibilities all week. Unconditional love. Unconditional love is freedom. It's we're changing the word now. It's unconditional. We're going to remove the word love. It's just unconditional. And unconditional means freedom, no conditions. So that's what it is. Because love has all sorts of connotations that could take you any which way but loose, doesn't it? So really the energy is inside the head is just unconditional. Because in your head, there's bargaining. There's always bargaining. Bargaining with God through the ego. So we're looking at complete uncording from the ego for some this week. It's down here. Romance and love moving forward. So twice over, love moving forward on the masculine energy. Let's go here again. Energy moving forward on state of let go and being in a feeling good, which is the sun. Go with the flow, feminine energy. Energy move forward. The going with the flow as well is unconditional. It's not thinking or deciding or even putting a label on how you are moving forward. It's an energy of clearness. It's an energy of let go. That's the flow. So it's not I'm going with the flow in this way or that way or this way, and I'm hoping to achieve from going with the flow that this will happen from go. No, it's just going with the flow and let go. There's nothing in there from the mind at all again. So Ace of Swords, communication coming through. So the healing for two is the feminine letting go. And the communication arises from that. So what else have we got here? Seven of Swords, power of the feminine. So it's your power in the physical world. That's what she's about, the Nine of Pentacles. Power in the power over the physical domain. Self-awareness, self-acknowledgement, understanding that you're a physical being right now and that there is power in the physical world that's yours for the taking. Power that comes from the vibration, the power of manifestation that comes from the vibration, the principles of the physical world, the reasons we're here, the senses, the sight, smell, taste, touch, that we're here to enjoy, the appreciation of that, the indulgence in that. So indulge yourself this week. In what way can you treat yourself to the physical world, whatever it is that you enjoy of the physical world, go towards it, luxuriate in it. That's owning your power over the physical world. It's not the control and manipulation of others that people who work from a narcissistic energy would have you believe is the power of the physical world. The power of the physical world is the enjoyment of yourself as a physical being in the physical world, and the raising of your vibration and the uncording from others, and the individuality of your experience that brings about everything that you could manifest from that understanding that you're here for an individual experience of being exactly who you are right now and forever, and enjoying that experience of being you. So there's nothing here that's about having to pretend that you're anybody else or whitewash yourself to be more acceptable to other people of the human variety. You are who you are, own who you are, enjoy who you are, love who you are, get on with being who you are, and have that glass of wine, basically, or whatever it is that you like to do. And that is the opposite to fear, right? Because fear will always tell you you're doing something wrong and you should be doing something else because everybody else won't like you, or they'll think you're a bad person, or for whatever reason you're wrong and you shouldn't be like you are. And that's what fear basically says to you, right? And from that you only multiply fear, levels of fear. Let's go down here. Road forward, energy on the separation. At the end of this story, this end of this journey that you're here living, which is just a story really, because it looks like a linear life, but it's not. It's just a story. It's like a book, it's an illusion, right? At the end of that, it's one person. If you're in this story, twin flame, there's only one person. There isn't multiple people. There isn't anybody else that you need to think about or worry about. There's one person coming in, and there's one person that has that spot in your life that probably a lot of people would like to take that spot. From the tax man to your neighbour 5 doors down, who's got something that they want to, like, engage you with. Or everybody would like that spot in your life, right? But you've got one spot alone, and that spot that's you're getting ready for that person that you're connected to outside of yourself. That's your twin flame. That is you. That's you. So you've got to put you in the prime position in your life. You put you first. What you enjoy first. So if you haven't even found that out yet, you've got to find that out. Who am I? What do I like doing? Now I'm going to go and do it. Okay? Anything else here? Emotions coming out on that? Moons are always emotional. That's inevitable. And underneath healing. So emotions coming out maybe at the moon during this week. Until the emotions all come out and cleared. Healing, you see. Then it will come out. So there's nothing wrong with that either. If you find yourself crying or you find yourself losing faith, there's distinct points on this journey where that will happen, and those are clearing points. So as you move down into that, then you will then move up out of that and into better freedom energy and feeling cleared and feeling ready, and that's just inevitable. And there we have 6 of Cups coming out on that, which is reunion energy. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. So the energy is actually really good this week. Like I say, moon's coming. It's quite profound. I feel like so many of us are getting towards the end of this process now that there isn't really much left to clear for a lot of us. And it feels like it's like being let alone. So, when you go through your process, and it's quite challenging because you're constantly having things go on in your life that are fear-based and dark energy coming towards you in terms of environment and people and things like that. The freedom at the end of the journey now, you might be able to really feel it, like kind of like nothing's going on kind of energy. But that's the thing, you see, when it feels like nothing's going on, enjoy that nothing is going on, because what the mind will naturally do is try to find something to worry about in the freedom point. So it's going to be like, this isn't right, what's going on here? Well, nothing's going on, so enjoy it, basically. Enjoy freedom. If you're not uncorded, then enjoy it, celebrate it, have something to celebrate. Celebrate with yourself, being alive. Celebrate, because the energy of celebration is the end point. It's the reunion. So you might as well celebrate it now, because that's what's coming anyway. So get on with celebrating your reunion before it's even come. You don't have to celebrate. You don't have to set the table for 2 or anything like that. But you can, enjoy being alive now, as though you're going to, as in the way that you will enjoy being alive later, like a child, like your child self. Get into your inner child and start to laugh and play, and then you'll be in the right energy. That's the energy to be in when nothing's going on and when things are feeling clear. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'll be back with one for the moon. I'll probably do it on the moon, maybe the day before, and some sun signs as well at the moon. All right, so that's it. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.